A story, if it's not real, is not worth telling. Most importantly, it must lead a change. What you call a visionary approach. Doesn't it require a courageous heart to support a determined mind? Put in words to compose your imagination, as live as you feel the blood runs inside your body, is the sign of wearing a creative hat to narrate a story. Obviously, many of us have undoubtedly blended statistics during presentations, to help our audience to land on the same page where they could envision the same idea. Also, many of us have presented an idea the way that has driven our audience seeking advice on statistics. All that I am saying here, that mixing statistics in presentation is the one way of verbalizing self-belief about an existing market and viability of your offering. The other way is storytelling. Build a story that helps in smelling an idea to develop a brand. Let's go back to the origin of the snack food category in India, and I am telling you, it's indeed a tempting history. It will not sound untrue that human being is of experimenting in nature, and of course everywhere. Our makeup is that we cannot resist ourselves from exploring new taste, and this is why we often crave for eating outside, which may occur sometimes, for a change of taste, for a cause or an occasion, and sometimes for a necessity. Earlier, we have random of South and North Indian snacks which we would fondly consume. The health factor, however, was not of much concern to us because those used to be full of fat and oily and we had very few options available before. After 1995, India has seen a massive change in its snack food market. Snack food was redefined from traditional platters to chips and cookies to beverages, mini meals and even 3 items on the plate. There was also a rise in demand, which had driven manufacturers to grow and operate in this segment. Change in lifestyle, increase in purchasing power, and the demand for convenience food item gradually increased the share of snack food segment in the market. Besides, technology advancements, growth in nuclear family living, urbanization and the rise in female working professionals altogether, prompted the establishment of snack food segment in Indian market. With the advancement in innovations and new restaurant formats coming in this segment, consumers were highly communicated on the hygiene and health platforms which, sometimes, have caused reduction in frequency of consumption, but liking for snack food has never reduced. As product innovation and the technology have added speed to lives, the snack food segment was also broken into pieces like non-traditional and traditional markets, but old South and North Indian snacks remain stay in traditional platters. So eating out is no more an occasion driven but it has become a habit of people at 30 or below years of age. Besides, shift in demographics, rise in busy lifestyles, change in consumption patterns etc. have contributed in making consumers feel that fixed 3 meals a day model is no longer relevant, and they have started making choices based on health, convenience, brand, and looking for snacks that could hold them up until their next meal. This change has also brought surge in establishment of quick service restaurants in Indian FMCG market. On the face of it, fast life in smart cities adds to the habit of eat out more often, making consumers explore more eateries that serve food as quick as they want. National Restaurants Association of India reveals that 50% of country's population eat out at least once in every 3 months, and this occurrence is 8 times more in metro towns, which means almost thrice in every month. Industry bodies expect the fast food segment in India will be worth of $27.57 billion in 2020. Their predictions also confirm that organized sector, which constitutes 10% of the total size, will grow at a rate of 27% by 2020. Besides, vegetarian segment, which constitutes around 45% of this whole fast food segment, is also expected to grow at a rate of 18% by 2020. So the question is, what holds potential for startups in snack food segment? But obviously, all the existing facts and figures may present a market's potential to a giant international player, and also an industry leader to enter into Indian peninsula, but for an indigenous startup with little investment and a keen eye to do something big that get noticed quickly, it serves different understanding. What exactly matters for a startup is an existing market and some room available for it to do something different, that people notice quickly and glorify the creativity. The room available in Indian snack food segment is its being remain in the unorganized sector with all traditional platters, which accounts for nearly 90% of the total segment size. As I said earlier, put in words to compose your imagination as live as you feel the blood runs inside your body is the sign of wearing a creative hat to narrate a story. Same way, developing an idea from a need to promote an offering with noticeable differences that people quickly accept as a brand is the sign of wearing a strategic hat to market a product. Let's have a quick recap of current landscape. Traditional snack food, for example, samosas vada pav, rolls pav bhaji, chole bhature, chaat and golgappas etc. are still in an unorganized sector, because vendors do not have glorified outlets like MNC QSR chains. Majority of these vendors sell snack food at roadside kiosks or shops, and they neither care for hygiene nor use standard materials in cooking. They also lack requisite skills, because they never explore new taste or varieties in the same product line. Young Indian consumers have developed the passion to visit MNC QSR chains or fast food outlets for fun and for a change of taste, but at the same time homemade food is their first choice. Reason is simple: they have the highest value for taste and quality followed by ambience and sitting arrangement. They also look for hygienically prepared traditional snack food, and openly accept innovative platters. Ambience, look and feel, sitting arrangement and presentation matters the most when it's a matter of family outing, as then they look for a place to serve them food in peace. These consumer values and insights have helped this widely accepted quick service restaurant formats gaining popularity in India. QSR chains like McDonald's, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Barista, KFC, Cafe Coffee Day etc. are opening company outlets and franchisees across cities in India. These chains have international origin and they have developed fans across all countries with their innovative offerings. These QSR chains deliver on their brand's promise, an inexpensive, familiar and consistent meal delivered quickly in a clean environment. For example, wherever you are in McDonald's, the fries there are always crisp, drinks come in a convenient take-out cups and the environment is clean. Unlike other restaurant formats, managing product life cycle in a QSR is a very demanding job. It is because of consumers' inherent nature to experiment different platters. Different QSR chains manage different products. Some of them are into making several versions of the same product, for example KFC, and some of them are into inventing and promoting a universal product, for example, McDonald's, Burger King, Domino's and Pizza Hut etc. The country now needs its homegrown brand which offers the best in products, delicious taste, unmatched varieties, and which is ready to serve to step in consumers and make them feel in a branded chain known to sell a universal product. Such an effort was made in juxtaposition by a homegrown entity, perceiving a way out in existing opportunities, that is, consumers' nature of exploring hygienically prepared local fast food, and their passion to visit glorified fast food outlets can be clubbed to market an idea of selling branded rolls to fast food lovers in India, that wasn't obviously not existing and thought ever before the year 2014. Well, a sudden thought peers into mind: why rolls? The answer, however, rests in the history of this food item and the market construct. There are many traditional platters, which truly have the potential to be acclaimed as universal products. Rolls are one of these. Rolls, unlike other traditional snack food, cannot be claimed as purely as Indian food. The rolls have a royal history. The egg roll was likely invented in New York sometimes in the early 1930s. One of the chefs who claimed the honor, Henry Low, even included egg roll recipe in his book, Cook at Home in Chinese, published on 1938. Besides, these rolls were served as a breakfast item to British government officers, and they would love rolls for 3 reasons. First, those were quick fillers. Second, those were tasty and delicious. And third, for being healthy breakfast items because those were prepared hygienically and with healthy ingredients. Since India resembles unity in diversity, so does her traditional snack food. These rolls have been predominantly accepted as evening snacks at large by regions, mostly in East and North and some parts in West and South, where the ethnicity had migrated. These have been treated as the best evening snack with light vegetables cutting inside, wrapped in fried paratha with egg coating. In history, these rolls saw a much more luxurious mix than the cabbage and carrots mix vegetables now, which rose to dominate the restaurant tables and freezer sections. With the Go family recipe, many of the luxurious fillings have been restored, and by hobby cooking encourages home cooks to add just about anything they want, as long as it's chopped and small, fully cooked and drained of most moisture. Rolls are an established food item in traditional snack food, and have been accepted by all consumer classes for decades. Vendors use materials, which are usually not taken as healthy ingredients to keep the cost as low as much possible, and to earn maximum profit. This practice somehow inculcates unfavorable attitude amongst consumer classes, and brings down the product family growth in domestic market. Usually these vendors sell at kiosks in any congregation point in high throughput area, or at an established shop popularly known as roll corner in the town irrespective of the shop's name. These local vendors lack requisite skills and so they never explore new taste in same product line. Rolls, therefore, as a product have got very limited space in consumers' mind so far as different tastes are concerned. Besides, taking rolls as specialty items is difficult for them because these have been selling at kiosk-type mediums for decades. Mostly consumers are price conscious than quality conscious. They consume rolls more frequently because they take these as quick fillers, whereas quality conscious consumers restrict themselves to taste rolls up to twice or thrice in a month, owing to their perception about rolls. Rolls, unlike other snack foods such as burgers, pizzas, have not been yet offered by any of the eminent quick service restaurant chains. The noticeable fact is, the exclusivity of rolls, in one side, assures the category existence, and simultaneously challenges the need of brand development on the other. Price-conscious and quality-conscious both type of consumers, together constitute this market and hence few points are critical to keep in mind for market positioning. Favorable attitude toward the food item is very crucial for any brand's growth in this category. To keep varieties at different price points and ensuring superior quality is necessary. A strong reason to believe to be positioned in the market to help the brand for quick market penetration. The brand, what you may call it, from a need to an idea. The brand, justrolls, with set of values, benefits and promises, made an attempt to see the youth believe that one of such local street fast food can be served so hygienically that it cannot leave moisture in their hands, and to give young adults fun and enjoyment clubbed with variety of taste. Jobs in hand were clear and imperative, and now with the vision to become the most preferred choice of the TG when they think of rolls. But what and how the brand offers to market defines how it creates differentiation. The brand observed the perceptible key consumer behavior to translate those into offering well-thought products and services. They were rolls supposed to be oily, fatty and prepared in not so hygienic condition. So when I think of eating rolls, I keep aside the health or fat-related concerns. Rolls, I order it and I get it. It is not too special to take longer time to be served. Variety confuses me. I go with the one which the shop sells the most. The price should be at par. Why should I welcome the difference in price after all a roll is merely a roll? Let's eat the one offered at lesser in price. So, the brand set priority in tasks in hand the following way: to launch new varieties and provide the best services to justify cost, to build rationale to induce trials and increase penetration, to turn consumers' perception toward rolls from negative to positive. Just rolls, first of all served products from a low to high price points, to cater the need of all pockets. Secondly, it made products available in 3 different categories, namely, general, specialty and innovation. And third, it served its products to offer the highest value against the price in comparison to local competition. It made efforts to serve customers all the variety, which were available with local competition too, and those were categorized in general. But of course, when it was a matter of taste, justrolls made those unparalleled. It consistently explored different tastes to translate into new offerings, and those were categorized in specialty. Those were not available with local competition. General and specialty were at one side, while on the other, it appreciated customers' habit of looking for something new in taste, and this drove its team to run on toes for innovations. While communication roadmap played the rhythm, the brand strategy ensured its audibility. It followed the basics: higher is the audibility, greater is the retention. It followed BTL way out to deliver its message and turned the consumer perception in its favor. This way, it attracted the price-conscious customers, or the first-time visitors, to meet its objective of inducing trials in comparing first-time customers. The other side, it also delighted the quality customers with innovativeness who always wanted to taste rolls, but would keep their wants aside due to their decades-old perception toward rolls. David Ogilvy once said, "It takes a big idea to attract the attention of consumers and get them to buy your product. Unless your advertising contains a big idea, it will pass like a ship in the night." I doubt if more than one campaign in 100 contains a big idea. The brand decided to follow a communication roadmap. First, it tried to establish the need to stay healthy. Second, build the positioning, complete all free snack food. Third, spread the perception, complete protection from substandard materials. Fourth, establish superiority through validation from endorsements. Fifth, establish superiority with challenges. But obviously, when the efforts are manifested in results, they create memories. The achievement, however, was not too high to cover cost and cross the break-even. But the moment was joyous when the brand found its message was cordially accepted in the market. The brand sold 9,000 units in less than a year's time, of more than 7 lakhs in value at the rate of 3 units per hour. The overwhelming turnover was completely attributed to outlets' visibility, uniqueness and the created word of mouth. General and specialty categories constituted 95% of total volume, whereas the innovations ended the year at a slow rate 5% of total volume. Profit is not always the legitimate purpose of business. The legitimate purpose of business is to provide a product or service that people need, and do it so well that it turns profitable. Beginner's luck had created the brand universe, and was moving gradually toward market acceptability. However, the first year running also brought new paradigms to accept as reality for next move. Difference in taste or variety confused price-conscious consumers more than delight, and drove them to compare basic offering. Since rolls were sold at kiosks-type mediums for decades, so taking those as specialty items were difficult for them. Exclusivity assured the existence of the product category but challenged the need of brand development. Introduction of new tax regime continuously forced price increase. At the same time, it adversely affected in consumption frequency amidst middle SEC consumer classes. A strong reason to believe was necessary to be communicated in the market, that could spread a positive word of mouth and help in penetration. Business required B2B alignment to be able to reach higher turnover, hence more investment was demanded. Crew attrition at lower level put off operation and resulted in dismissal of orders, hence mandatory checks and proper resource planning were unavoidable. If you don't sell, it's not the product that has a problem, it's certainly you. You must have to make sure the model you are working on does not undersell your product. Justrolls launched its first stand-alone outlet in a high-throughput area of the city, and made efforts in designing, evaluating and reinforcing marketing mixes for desired result. It had plans to launch new company-owned outlets to reach the city's total brand universe, and to design size and length of company-owned outlets and the business model for the next 5 years growth window. However, it became imperative the growth phase ought to be brought in action only after 3 years of successive running of outlets within the city of launch for two specific reasons. First, it was essential to build a comprehensive case study of the QSR business model, and the second, to be free from the debts which were obtained in the phase 1. All it can be said here that a startup that knows what it's doing, not necessarily reach its vision. A startup that knows how it's doing, certainly creates good products. But a startup that knows why it's into this business, finally builds a brand. Essentials for success of any startup are an idea, the team, a business model, the funding and the correct timing. Justrolls had a well-conceived idea, dedicated team of different expertise and right business model, but planning launch in new markets for business growth, designing the length of franchisee model to cover the breadth of new markets, and working out a robust plan for supply chain. Both needed a good funding with right timing that the team could not come up with, finally called off. Justrolls still twinkles in memory amidst city's busyness.